Guys, and welcome to Rc Cincy. Today we have a new product, at least at my store. I got it at the Target location in Coleraine. This is the Sky Viper Vector stunt plane. So to be honest with you, it's a little pricey. We'll have to see if it's worth your hard-earned money. It is $79.99. So we'll just quickly go over a few things. It is a 4-channel 6-axis auto stabilization. It does not require any FAA licensing, meaning if it's over 250 grams, which it's not, that's a very good thing. Of course, it has 1-button stunts, a nice 2.4 gigahertz technology controller, and it's supposed to be built for speed. So it's very aerodynamic, very cool looking, up to 35 miles an hour, which I think is very cool. Really quickly on the back side, it just tells you the one-button stunts, you know, the loop, the roll. It does have a alarm, an alarm tracer, so it'll beep when you hit the stunt button and you hold it in, and what'll happen is it'll beep so you can locate it. Let's say you lose it behind a tree or a fence or wherever you're out in the rural area in like a field or something. I would definitely fly over grass. It's gonna do a lot less damage if you wreck it. So that's really cool, but it does have hobby grade servos in it, so it has what's called ailerons, meaning it has right and left roll, and it has up and down, basically a 4-channel system. The other 2 channels being, of course, the torque vectoring. I think it has that, and of course throttle management. It does have landing gear, so you can land on pavement, and you can also hand launch and land in grass without the landing gear. If you're gonna land on grass, take them off because it'll hit and it'll bend them. You don't want to do that. It's supposed to be high power to weight ratio, so it's supposed to be built for speed. Axis stabilization we talked about before. It does show the other classes of it, so it'll show like the cheap hand gesture one. I think the other one, I forget what it's called. The Dash, and then the Fury, and then of course the Journey SE, which has the GPS. So it shows all their line. It talks about this one really quickly. Everything, the finding capabilities, the lightweight and fast, one-touch flips and rolls. So it's basically the same information kind of regurgitated. More control for better performance. So the ailerons, like I was talking about. So pretty cool. Comes in this nice little handheld. I'd definitely keep it in this. That way you keep everything together and then just grab it and go. So that's kind of cool. Let me cut this other seal right here. I was getting ready to open it. I was like, I'm going to have Courtney shoot it. It's not my wife like usual. It is my sister-in-law filming it. So let me pop this. Well, I'll leave this knife right here. Oh yeah, new knife. The good old Kershaw 1955. Got a good deal on it. It was a display model. Got it for like 25 bucks. Cool, right? So the box opens up like so. This is what it looks like inside. So we'll quickly go over the accessories really fast, and I'll put them right here. So the very first thing, which I thought was kind of interesting, is repair tape. Usually don't get this with like drones or anything like this. So basically, if you get a crack or to tear a wing or damage, you can tape it and fix it with it. Of course, this being some kind of EPO or EPP foam or EPE or whatever it's called, the foam, you can use foam safe glue, but it's nice that they included the tape. You get 2 props. There is an A and a B, so make sure when you replace it, you read it. It'll also say A and B on the motor. Make sure you put the right prop with the right motor, otherwise it will not fly. Very, very important. Then you also get the landing gear. Now, the front one is very tall. I'm not gonna lie, it's very tall, very small, very basic. It will take off of blacktop. They just pop in, clip right in, not hard at all. And of course you get 2 of them from one each side of the back end of the plane. And then last but definitely not least is what I like is a non-proprietary battery, meaning You can replace it or buy more. This is 3.7 volts, 500 milliamp battery with a JST connection. I like the little plastic around these so you don't pull the end off. They kind of reinforce that. That tends to get pulled out sometimes by jerking on it. So that's really cool. Of course, a basic, I think this is 500 milliamps or 1 milliamp charger. So it does take a little while, anywhere from 40 to an hour. And so depending, I'll time it, but it does take a little while. Of course, JST connection on this end as well. And then as far as the transmitter goes, very basic, 4-channel, meaning you have right, right, roll, left, right, of course, pitch. I think this is your up and down this way. And I think this is your throttle management, hence it does not have a spring, so you can adjust the throttle speed. And I think this is engine vectoring, meaning you give power just to this side, just to that side to turn that way as well. I will correct that if I'm wrong there. And then, oh yeah, and important, the manual. Definitely look over this manual, read it, skim over it. It's gonna say stuff that I might forget. I try to be as detail oriented for you guys as possible. So really quickly, it shows you how to properly charge it. It will show you the battery capacity. You are gonna need 3 AAAs and a screwdriver. Are the screws captive? We'll see. I hope they're captive because I will lose those in a heartbeat. Landing gear shows them how to pop them in and out. It tells you how you can use the tape if you break the cone off or break the wing. You can see the A and B props. So A is going to be on your left side. If you look at it, if you're in the driver's seat, it's going to be on your left side or driver's side. And then your right is going to be your passenger side is B. It has the 2 motors, obviously. And then last but not least, on the last side, it's going to basically tell you your controls. So this is what I was talking about, left, right, back and forth. It's going to go up and down, throttle management, and obviously it'll even tell you like optional, basically torque vectoring or whenever the motors can kick left to right. It's another way of steering. A lot of guys will just use the 3 channels on this side and possibly not even use the torque vectoring. It's more for experienced pilots, I would imagine. Obviously the off and on button on the controller, off and on switch on the bottom of the aircraft. Shows you how much space you need, at least 30 feet to take off. I would definitely find like a football field, parking lot, somewhere nice, open, away from trees. You can hand launch it. That's really cool. Obviously, you give it full throttle and then launch it. And then, of course, you can also land. You just hold it down and it basically lands for you. The 1-key button will allow you to do a loop. And then, of course, left or right rolls. It just tells you the alarm system is the stunt button. So it'll beep, say it's hidden behind a tree or somewhere you can't see it. You just listen for it. Keep hitting the stunt button and it'll keep doing it. And then when you're done, you obviously turn it off, have to reset it. I did not see a calibration button where you move both sticks in a 45-degree angle or to the right or left. So I did not see that, kind of a bummer. But I would imagine by turning it off and on, it's gonna recalibrate the stabilization system that's in it. Take this foam piece out. And then the aircraft. This is what I'm impressed with. It looks really, really cool. So the aircraft itself is made out of that really durable foam. Look at the front. So it's gonna help from damage it. On the other, so look, nice green scheme. Hopefully you can see that. You can see the 2 prop motors. Hopefully it says, cool little symbol there. Kind of looks almost like a spider or something. And then on the back side is the magic. You can listen. It's actually a hobby grade micro server. So that's servo, so that's really nice. A nice link with a servo horn. Of course, it looks like you can adjust that a little bit. So if it's off, I didn't see any trim on the controller. You have A and B motors, big coreless motors, really big motors. Of course, the props on them. You can see the little antenna. Please do not damage that. Your off and on power indicator. Off is obviously your off and on switch. You kind of have a little bump, I think, on here to grab it like this and throw it, I do believe. Oh, that's what I think that's for. Or to protect the off and on switch, so when you wreck, it doesn't turn it off. That's actually kind of smart. And then a captive screw. Thank goodness, because I would have lost that immediately. This one is a triangle. This is where your flight controller board is hidden. I'm going to open that mess with it. It's a triangle screw. It's a special screw. You have like an iFixit kit to open it up. I don't think you're going to hurt it if you open it, but if you start messing with it, obviously. You can see the JST lead connection. The battery cavity, obviously, it fits a 500. So this is the size of a 500. So that's pretty much the gist of it. Now, what we'll quickly do with movie magic, not movie magic, but we'll quickly We don't need that. We'll quickly throw in some batteries. Make sure that it works. I have not turned this on. I did throw the battery on the charger. What I like about it is they're mostly charged from the factory, so they can be stored properly for long periods of time. I would always recommend charging it. Once you kill it, especially if you kill it a lot, don't just leave it dead for long periods of time. You're gonna get your battery too low to charge. If you have a hobby grade charger, there are tricks, but I don't recommend doing them unless you're experienced. 3 AAAs. Quickly pop these in. Of course, another captive screw, which I like. You cannot lose it. Can't beat that. Slide that in. Yes, I'm cheating. I'm using an electric screwdriver right now. Okay, and then last but not least, make sure it is in the off position because you don't want to calibrate this way. Plug that bad boy in. Slide the battery in a position where it feels like everything's just going to lay flat. You may have to adjust it and figure out what's the best way for you. Close that. We'll quickly zip the screw. Not too tight. You can hear it. You don't want to go too tight with it. And then what we'll do is we'll turn on the unmanned vehicle on a flat level surface. Kind of keep it straight just like that. Turn that on. Throttle back down. So typically you go throttle up, down. But since it, since it already was up and I went down and engaged. So just like safe on my other planes that has safe, you don't have to use it. See how it's, so if you're flying right now, see how it's correcting to make itself level. You accidentally go upside down, see how it's quickly trying to find the fastest way back to level. So that's really cool. I wonder if you could fly that upside down. That'd be amazing. But you can see the auto stabilization working. So it has auto stabilization, and then watch, up. So both of them will go up. It's called ailerons. Both have to work as elevator to go up. Down, they both go down. Right. I didn't mean to hit power. Right. Oh, so it has built-in torque vectoring. So not only is the props going up, not only the ailerons are going up and down, but it's also giving a little bit of power to help you turn better. So that's really cool. Of course, this is throttle. We'll do a little boost of throttle, see what kind of power it has. And it also gives a little bit of, up elevator when you give it a throttle. Kind of, I guess it thinks you want to climb. So nice amount of power. And then this directional steering I was talking about. I was right. Torque vectoring on your left side. See? That side turns. Then that side. You can hear how it was changing the pitches from side to side. So that's really cool. I love the stabilization. And then, of course, you have your, say you're flying, and then you hit your button, and then you hit. See? It would have done the loop. Obviously, I demonstrated it. It's not actually going to do it. You're holding it in your hand. Try to make it do a loop. I don't know why I did that. But that's interesting. Really quickly, I will turn this off, though, because I'm impressed with its power. Press and hold to turn off. Really quick to show you guys how to bind, because I did not show the bind process correctly. Make sure your throttle stick is all the way down. Turn on your drone. Make sure it's at a flat, hold it as flat level as possible. Click this. Wow, it has auto bind. Usually you'd have to go up, down, like most drones. This one's ahead of the game. Wow, they really thought of a lot of stuff. They have a really smart flight controller in there. So turn that back off. But here is the landing gear really quickly, and we'll wrap up this unboxing. There will be a detailed flight video, and I also have an extra, which I'll give you guys a sneak peek. I definitely recommend sticking around for. So both of them are angled like so. Of course, you want to give yourself a nice wide stance so you don't tip over. And then the front one is like really high. I may shorten that, I don't know. But it's designed to give yourself an edge to climb, to want to pull up and fly. So I kind of get that. It's going to have to be a very, very smooth parking lot or concrete. It said 30 feet. I forget how many meters that is, but it said basically 30 feet just to take off. Obviously, you want to give yourself enough space to fly. You don't want to fly over 400 feet, which I'll never take this. I think the range on a transmitter is 500 feet, I do believe, or something crazy like that. Like I was reading it. Like it has good, it has really good, what do you call it? 2.4 gigahertz technology, so it has plenty of range. But so that is the gist of it. There you go. plane. Now I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek, but I got an idea for the first flight. So obviously we're going to do the maiden flight on the maiden battery, but me being me, we're going to show you guys what sizes will work in this airplane and how to make one of these adapters to be able to use your low seat connection to a adapter that will connect the JST to the aircraft. So I actually made this in like 2 or 3 minutes. Of course, you can get batteries that have this JST connection when you order them. You can also get the little like 4 or 5 pack with the little multi-charger. That's something to think about if you really, really like this. Now, if you can't fly, you're having difficulties, don't spend money, don't buy it. But if we enjoy it and we think it's worth your hard-earned money, then we'll show you guys a little extra at the end of the flight video. Of course, the maiden flight, which we'll be doing hopefully here soon. So that's going to do it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys. Oh, really quickly. We hit 12,000 subscribers. We're going to do a giveaway. I did a short, not short, I did actually kind of a long a room update and channel update, talking about some projects and stuff. And I just wanted to give you guys a heads up, if you didn't catch that video, that I will be doing a 12,000 subscriber giveaway. Once it hits it, I'll do an announcement video, not this video, obviously. I'll post the rules clearly in there, and then we'll go from there. So I just wanted to say thank you, guys. So appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.